Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to do a breakdown today of how much money we made on our YouTube channel this year. We're going to do a month by month breakdown, and you can kind of see how the channel kind of ebbs and flows, rises and falls with the month, or by the season really. So we think it's an interesting thing to show you guys, and we know that there's a lot of interest in that kind of thing from a lot of different people. So we want to show you that on today's video.
So I'm one of those people who've always been really curious about YouTube channels and like, how do they make money and what kind of money do they really make? And so I've always been willing, or we have always been willing to share that information with you guys, just for those who are very curious about it. So for January 2023, we made $890 on YouTube.
Now in January last year, our videos were all about us moving to the new place. We began showing you our new place and kind of one video at a time, letting you guys know how we got here and what we were actually doing, because we wanted you to understand that that there was literally nothing here except grass. There were no utilities, there was no access, there was no way to have a home here, there was no way to have a business here, and that we genuinely had to start with nothing in order to be able to function as a family, to be able to function as a business. So we began showing you guys that last year in January.
And in February, YouTube paid us $900 for those videos.
And in February last year, YouTube went to a real emphasis on YouTube shorts. Whether you love them or hate them, it really doesn't matter. But we started toying around with shorts a little bit. I haven't made a lot of shorts. I've just made a few, and I don't really see that being a long-term thing for us. Make one every now and then, but we started making some of those. But between January and February of last year, we made and produced a lot of videos because we had a lot to show you guys to kind of catch you up to where we were at that time. So between us moving here basically January the 1st and the first couple of months, we released something like 15 videos in 2 months, and we were doing that to try to get everybody caught up and get all the video that we had taken put out there so we could start doing it more on a week by week, month by month basis on what's going on now.
So then that brings us to March, and in March, YouTube paid us $1,300 for our videos and our content.
And in March, there were really 2 videos that we released that you guys really enjoyed and are still, even today, getting a lot of views. Number one was us attempting to make limelight hydrangea trees. Now, we've had kind of mixed success with those, but I want to at some point show you the update on those, because there are some of them that look like they're going to turn out to be really spectacular trees, and those are going to be really valuable plants for us. So I'm excited about seeing what those look like, you know, in about June.
Yeah.
That's going to be really a cool thing to see. And another,
I hope they're pretty. I hope they're pretty.
I do too. I really do. And another video that you guys really were interested in was, one day I just turned on the camera when I was down there at the potting bench and just started talking about, you know, just some things that were on my mind that we were doing, and some things that I just needed you guys to know about wholesale plants and why I don't share all of my sources with you guys. And that video really took off and has been a really good video for us. And, you know, that's one of the things that it always becomes an obvious part of our audience, is there's a lot of you guys who are really into starting small nurseries or starting a nursery from nothing. And the reason I know that is because everybody wants to know, where do you get your plant starts from? And again, I share on there why I don't share that anymore. I used to share it some, but we don't anymore. But that's a topic that always comes up, and you guys are interested in it. I share as much as I can, but we're always glad to make videos that y'all want to see.
The month of April brings us into the springtime, and YouTube paid us $2,000 for our content in the month of April.
So April was a really good month for our nursery because we actually had opening day. So we
Sorry, it's still exciting.
We documented opening day and how that went, and some of the problems that we had with it, some of the failures that we had with it. Also let you guys know how much we made on our very first day open as a nursery, and kind of documented that process. And so that was a good video for us that month. Another one that was huge that month, and it has been huge ever since, and I had no idea it was going to be such an important video for our channel, but that was our how to build a shade house video. And that has turned into a video that, not just when we released it, but month after month since April when we did release it, it has been one of our most popular videos week in and week out for our channel. So, you know, as a YouTuber, that's really what we are always trying to do, is make a video that somebody just doesn't want to watch today because it's pertinent to the day we released it, but that it's kind of really evergreen content where any time of year somebody might find it valuable and click on it. And, you know, it's one of those things that gets a lot of views, but for us, it continues to make us money. I mean, anything that's making you a few dollars a day every single day, but you don't have to do anything, in a, you know, a very passive type of thing, that's a huge win for us. And that video about the shade house build is one of those. And you know, it's worth mentioning that I'm telling you guys which videos did well for us, but I'm telling you the new videos that did well for us. We've got a backlog of content going on, you know, 2+ years now, going into our 3rd year. And, you know, our best video on average every single month is the how to start a nursery in your backyard for $1,000.
$1,000, absolutely.
And I really need to update that because that is actually kind of outdated with inflation and everything. But
Yeah.
that video remains. I mean, today it's our very most popular video. This day, today, more people will watch that than any other video on our channel. So, you know, that's been really kind of a flagship video for us.
In May, we made $2,000 on YouTube for our content.
Now in May, all of our best videos were our older videos. So for example, we have a video that's really popular every summer on blackberry propagation. That's another one of our top 10 all-time videos, blackberry propagation. The first video I ever made on potting soil. People ask me all the time, you know, how do you make your potting soil? I have a video on that. That one's always popular. And we were beginning to propagate hydrangeas, so we did a video on that. And we're beginning also at that time of year to divide hostas. So we're selling a ton of plants in May, but we're also transitioning into propagation season. And as we documented that, kind of show you what we're doing, those are always really popular with our viewers.
In June, YouTube paid us $2,350 for our YouTube content.
Now in the month of June, we had 2 new videos that did really well for us. The first of those was us sharing our income streams with you. And we have 2 really primary income streams, and that is the nursery and that is YouTube, with really number 1 of those obviously being the nursery. Now, we're sharing with you now how much we made on YouTube, at least by YouTube paying us, like what we actually make for ads being on our videos, I guess you'd say. So that was obviously an interesting video for you guys and something that we also like to talk about. But a second video that obviously caught your attention was when I posted a video that said, "We're closing up." Now, I did not mean in any way for that to be clickbait, but some of y'all got mad at us like we were quitting, but literally the second weekend of June, we closed and we weren't going to reopen until fall, and we didn't.
Our inventory, we just ran out of inventory. And I mean, what we had grown had sold so fast, and we sold out of all of our main plants, our staple items.
Well, and we just wound up having just a few stragglers of this or of that, and it wasn't worth being open, and I could not keep us stocked. And we didn't have overhead irrigation down there at that time, and it was just really hard to keep the plants looking nice. So
the heat. Oh,
because of the heat and
in June, it was hot.
It was in our best interest as a family, as a business, to close up and set our sights on propagation, and we did, and I think it served us very well. But that was a video that y'all were really interested in. We shared all that with you in the video about what we were doing and kind of how we arrived at that decision. But our plan now is to do that again this year. We don't want to be open all summer long. So, you know, we're going to hit it really hard in the spring. We're going to take the summer, not take the summer off. We're just going to take it off from having open hours. And then we're going to reopen probably in September and do a lot of sales in the fall as well.
Yeah. Just one thing to note on that, it's really hard sometimes to get the nursery work done when you're also serving customers. And we are a family-based business, and our family, we are the labor. So
we are it.
We have to keep that into consideration when we're planning moving forward. In July, my favorite month, because it's my birthday month, we made $1,800 on YouTube.
So July is an interesting month for us in the nursery because at least here in the deep south, it is really hot by July. And July and August were both really hot. And it's always hot in the summer. I mean, that's not like it's something new. I mean, that's what the summer is. But, you know, we had some challenges keeping everything watered, which we kept up with. We learned how to deal with this volume of water. I mean, where we're going through 100,000 gallons of water in a month. I mean, it's an incredible amount of water. We learned that that our water bill was not going to be astronomically high because our water here is really cheap, even though we're using city water. We did some more content with some shade things that we built, a little shade tunnel that we were using to help grow out hostas for the summer, and a whole bunch of those hostas wound up going home with you guys last month. So in July, it's all about growing, growing, growing. And the great thing that we discovered this summer in June, July, and August is how fast these plants were growing under overhead water. And I just can't emphasize that enough. But it was really, I mean, I hate to oversay this, but I just will. It was really a thrill for me to see this and to just see the plants growing as good as they did. And in July, without a doubt, with the heat and the water, they just grew like weeds. And speaking of weeds, there's always weeds, and I hate weeds. I hate
we have
weeds.
weeds right now, and it's January.
Absolutely. So that was July.
So in the month of August, YouTube paid us $1,400 for our content.
And we had a video that was a really good one, a new video that I made, and it was called something like, how long does it take to make money with plants? And the reason I made that video is because you guys ask me that in some form really, really often. And it's a great question. I mean, somebody's sitting there watching right now thinking, oh, I'd love to figure out a way to make money growing and selling plants. I wonder how long it would take. Well, most of the time if someone wants to make money, they want to make money now. So, you know, they don't want to start a project. They're not going to see any return from it for 5 years. So I went through various plants and various propagation methods and various sizes of plants to say, okay, this plant is a 2-gallon plant and it's this tall, and here's how long it took me to grow it to this size. Or this plant's this size, I sell it for $5. It took me this long to get it to this size. Just to give you some idea of how long it might take to grow a plant to selling size. And I think that's a worthwhile video to make, and it's a worthwhile video to watch if you're at all interested in making money growing and selling plants. So that was definitely our best video in the month of August.
Okay, in the month of September, YouTube paid us $1,200 for our content.
So September was the month of our fall sales, and we were open for 3 Saturdays in September. Actually, Friday and Saturday.
Yes,
so
Friday and
so we're open
Saturday.
for a total of 6 days.
Yep.
In September, and we had our first mums that we've ever sold.
They were so pretty.
They were gorgeous mums,
beautiful.
and we did well with them. We'll have more of those next year, of course.
We sold out in like 3 hours with our mums.
We did, which
crazy.
was fantastic. You know, when you're just buying something to flip it quickly, you don't want to keep it any longer than you have to. We only had to water those things like 2 or 3 times. I mean, they were gone.
They were just gone.
So we did well on our mums, and we also sold a bunch of trees that I had bought just for quick resale. I think I had 110 or 130 of those. I don't remember. And we did quick resale on those. And we did well with those. And then lots of hydrangeas, lots of perennials, lots of emerald green arborvitaes we sold in the fall just because we had them.
Yes.
So the fall was really, really good to us. I learned a lot about fall sales because we've never done it before. I thought people didn't want anything but mums, but it turns out they just buy dang near anything you got. So
as long as it's pretty.
Pretty plants.
Pretty plants, pretty healthy plants, they will buy it.
They'll buy them, perennials, you name it. So, you know, that's something that we'll be able to hit hard again this fall, but way, way, way bigger than we did this last year. So we were glad to share that with you.
Penny likes to be in the video.
Does.
Okay, in October, YouTube paid us $1,100 for our content.
Now, you might be able to see this, and I don't know if you can with us just putting it up on the screen or not, but kind of what typically happens with our YouTube channel. You know, you kind of have a baseline where you start in January, and then February and March, and it kind of starts to tick up. And then April, May, and June, it kind of peaks in there. And then July and August, and then all the way through the end of the year, it kind of tails off and flattens out as it goes through the end of the year. And it does this every year. And by this point in October, you know, we're starting to tail off back down, you know, obviously lower than we would like to be. But it's just going to be the nature of a nursery channel, is that a lot more people are going to find our content interesting in the gardening and growing season.
Right.
However, in the month of October, we had one video that did really well, and that was the video where I bought a bunch of wholesale plants. In fact, these little oak leaf hydrangeas, I showed them to you in a video. Oak leaf hydrangeas and gold mops and the sweet bay magnolias and these red nandinas. I think you can probably see them behind us a little bit. I had just a huge load of wholesale plants. So we did a video on how much these cost, how much we're going to make on them, and how long it's going to take to make something off of them. And that was a really good video. It was a really good exercise for me personally, just to work out all of that math, because I didn't know exactly what all that would work out to. And that turned out to be another one of those videos that was really helpful to you guys. Something that we have noticed along the way. Anytime we're talking about money, you guys want to know. Y'all want to know what we have to say, what
Well,
we're
I want to
experiencing.
know. I want to know.
I know. I click on people's videos that are about
Yeah,
money.
I want to know.
You want to know how this works and
Yeah.
what you can expect. I mean, it's one of the great curiosities and interests that people have. So we're glad to share that information with you guys as much as we can. So we don't really have anything to hide here, and we just kind of want to give a realistic version and realistic picture of what's going on out here and what you might expect in a nursery. So that's really what our channel is all about.
Okay, so in the month of November, YouTube paid us $880 for our content.
Now, our best video in the month of November was the results of the green giant propagation that I showed you, and it was really a shocker to me how that turned out. And that video, in the first week that we released it, it got something like 9,000 views the first week, and you know, that's a lot of views for a video for a channel the size of our channel to get in its first week. And you guys were obviously very interested in that, and it was really a really kind of shocking experiment that I was showing in there. And I'm going to be interested to see if we can repeat that
Oh, but the
again
results were so good
this year and see if we can get that kind of result on those hardwood cuttings again. It was incredible how much they grew in just, you know, one growing season. I mean, you can say a year's time, but you know, for part of that year, they're not growing. You know, you stick them in their propagation media in something like February, and by September, they've done what they're going to do. So, you know, 9 months or something like that. But yeah, anyway, that was a great video for us in the month of November as our channel really starts to cool down. And as much as I hate to say it, we just kind of coast then into December and through the end of the year.
Yes. So December, the month of December, is our lowest income for YouTube of the year at $725.
And really, the main thing that we do on our channel in December is we have a plant sale for our YouTube viewers. And, you know, we sold about 1,200 or 1,250 green giants and hostas to you guys in December. And, you know, that's a really good thing, hopefully for you and for us, because, you know, we're able to make about $3,000 or $3,500 in December when our nursery's not doing anything.
And that, that's YouTube giving us more income because we're selling you guys plants, and it's not YouTube income from our content, but it is from our plant sale. So it's kind of one of those things where, again, YouTube is bringing in income, but it has nothing to do with the video content.
And she and I talk about this a lot about, you know, how much is our YouTube channel really worth? You know, and it's easy to look at our channel and say, okay, it made this much January through December, and there's our total through ad revenue. But, you know, there's a lot of you guys who come visit our nursery and buy plants from us. Well, that wouldn't happen if it weren't for YouTube. Or you, like Casey mentioned, you buy our liners from us in our December plant sales. Well, that wouldn't happen if it weren't for YouTube. So there's other things that come with the YouTube channel that add value to what we're doing as a business that's really hard to exactly put a dollar figure on it. But what we're sharing with you today is primarily just our ad revenue from YouTube. So that brings us to a total for the year of
$16,500.
Now, we would have to go back and look for sure, and I'll post it right here, but that's about $4,000 more than it made the previous year, which we are absolutely thrilled about. I mean, our content has obviously changed a lot since we've moved to a different place, but I mean, we're just doing the same stuff on a bigger scale, and, you know, we kind of are learning how to share it a little bit better, and hopefully always striving to make better and better videos, things that you guys find interesting and that you actually want to watch. So, you know, we're really happy with how YouTube is going. And listen, I would love to hear from you guys. Leave us a comment below on something you'd like to see a video on. Like, what can we do that, you know, adds value to you, that would teach you something that you want to know? If you ask me where I buy wholesale plants, I'm not going to answer that. So,
well, and also the last thing I just want to say is thank you guys so much, because your comments add value to our life. We talk about them, we share them, we
oh man,
are encouraged.
It's so encouraging. It's so encouraging.
Encouraged by you guys, and that helps so much. And there's a lot of value in that, even though there's not a dollar amount to that. There's a huge value in that. I can think of names that come to my head that's constantly coming on the screen that repetitively comment and encourage, and it's just, I don't know, it's crazy when
It makes you want to make another video.
Yes, and I also see comments all the time, so I wish I was close enough to help. Well, I know you're not, but your comments really do help. Every time y'all just give us a great job, or we're praying for you, we're rooting for you, it really does help encourage us and help us keep going and keep making content and keep selling plants.
Absolutely. So, guys, we wanted to take a few minutes today and just share with you how YouTube went for us in 2023, and thank you guys for making it all happen. Listen, I love y'all, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.